I read the PSI report and I understand what you're saying and I've internalized what you're saying. And I know that people get to a point in their life where they're just tired, right? Tired of going to prison, tired of this lifestyle. But the problem is you're habitual. Your criminal history is not good. This is a PSI, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Court is calling 2023 CR 5231, State of Texas versus Gilbert Pruitt. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense?
Laura Meadows for defendant.
Are you Gilbert Pruitt?
Yes, ma'am.
You entered a plea on December 4th of no contest. According to the plea bargaining agreement, the punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years, and the prison in the state is opposing your application. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report?
Yeah, I have. Yes, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report?
No, Your Honor. No objection.
All right. State, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, any witnesses?
Yes.
All right, who would you call?
Gilbert Pruitt.
All right, Mr. Pruitt, if you can raise your right hand for me, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Gilbert Pruitt.
All right, defense?
Okay. Mr. Pruitt, you have applied for probation in this case, correct? Yes, sir. Why do you think you'll be a good candidate for probation?
Well, my time here at Bexar County this time around, I mean, I'm 42 years old, and it's really getting childish now, you know. I have to grow up and be responsible, and, you know, I'm a granddad now, so I gotta lead by example. I should have done this a long time ago, but, you know, I gotta start somewhere, you know, and since I've been incarcerated, this year here has shown me a lot that I know I can do it, but with help. You know, I've always tried to do it on myself, and obviously it don't turn out right, you know.
Have you, talking about the help, what help do you need, do you believe?
Well, I believe really any kind of help that's helping out, you know.
Have you ever had substance abuse treatment in a facility? Okay. Have you had any mental health?
I was when I was on parole at the Center for Healthcare Services, but that was it. That once I finished parole, I couldn't go back, and I didn't exceed help after that. I tried to do it on my own.
So do you think treatment, both substance abuse and mental health treatment, would help you?
Oh, I believe it would.
Would you be an active participant in those treatment programs?
I sure would. Yes, sir.
Now, you have given me quite a few certificates that you've earned at the jail. Can you tell the judge which courses you completed and what you learned in those courses?
Yes, sir. My first certificate would be traumatic stress and resilience 1 and 2. That course there, I graduated that course. It's to all the traumatic events that I've had or people have had, but it's really to like ourselves, you know, because we all have different traumatic experiences. And I've learned that, you know, it don't hurt to ask for help when you're in a situation. My second certificate that I achieved is, I believe, with the maintenance program. I graduated that, and I was top of my class, and so now, and it's good to say, you know, since I've graduated that class, that I have Captain Motain, which is a captain in the jail. I'm his trustee there, and I help him in his South Tower area paint and do the flooring, the tile on the 5th floor. And I help the instructor with the new guys that get nominated to be in that class. I help guide them in learning the tools and everything that's needed. And then I'm in GD class. I graduated art class, and so the teacher there, Miss Bozick, she got it approved to where it was me and some other guy, but the other guy, I don't know where that guy's at now. But the chief approved her to do murals and inspirational quotes
Mhm.
in the jailhouse, and that's up in the air right now until further notice. But I've accomplished a lot, this year that I've been locked up, and it's really wising me up. Like, I know I can do it, but with help, it'll be that much better.
Okay.
Now, if you were to be released on probation at some point, do you have any outlook for a job, for employment?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, I have my sister, Arabella, and she and her husband have a business in remodeling and leveling houses. And there's also I have a flyer that they say once you get out, I can give them a call and that they'll pay for my schooling and give me like $15 an hour or something like that. And so I really want to go back to school and be a septic engineer, because I mean, it's a dirty job, but
Somebody has to do it. Yeah.
So I'm looking into that, and it can be done, I know I can do it.
And in fact, your sister is here in the courtroom just before you, right?
Oh, yes, sir. She's in the back with my mother and here.
So to reiterate, please tell the judge why you will be successful in probation.
Well, because I have obviously my family that loves me, and they're tired of this evolving door, and it's heartbreaking, like me as the elder, and I'm the only son that I've been going through all this turmoil, but I'm glad that I realize it now and catch it, and then with their support, to help me do that much better. And sometimes it's good to have that kind of discipline from your loved ones. I never used to like, yeah, whatever, back talk my mother and all that. But all along, as I realized, all she was doing was just directing me in the right way.
Okay, pass the witness.
State.
Good morning, Mr. Pruitt. My name is Hank Wilkins. I'm one of the prosecutors here.
Yes, sir.
If I ask anything that you don't understand, just let me know and I'll rephrase it, okay? In 2001, were you placed on probation for aggravated assault against a public servant?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Were you successful?
I wasn't successful on that because, I was young and I was my young 20s, I believe.
Do you know how long you were on probation before you went into the prison?
No, sir, I don't remember.
But would it be surprising that it was less than a year, less than 6 months? Would that be surprising to you? Okay.
Oh, no.
And it might help Diana if we can. Okay, and so in 2009, did you go to prison for felon in possession of a firearm?
Oh, I sure did, sir.
And let's see, and that was also for possession of a controlled substance, right? And then you did state jail in 2015 for fraudulent use and possession, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So can you tell the court, why is this time going to be different? You've had this opportunity on probation before, but that didn't work for you. So why do you think this time is going to be different?
Well, this time it will be different because I'm of age now and, not in the streets as like I used to be. That's where I was at. That's where I called home, and my mother didn't raise me in the streets, but I never had that father figure in my life to, I had to figure it out myself. And now that I'm of age, I'm 42, I'm only getting older, and I see a lot of old people just keep coming back and back, and I don't want to be one of those. I have to break this cycle. And so in order to break this cycle, I have to just do what's right. And if I do everything right with help, everything will come out right.
So you got arrested for this offense in March of 2023, right?
Yes, sir.
And stole a car, right?
I didn't steal.
Okay, but was it your car that you were driving?
No.
And when the police tried to pull you over, did you pull over right away?
Yes, sir.
And then once you got out of the car, and ran from them, right? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. And how old were you when that happened?
What was that? It was last year.
Last year, okay. So did you go over this TAP evaluation with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Okay. On page 7 here, this paragraph, I guess to me, it sounds like you're not really taking responsibility for your actions. Or you feel like you're taking responsibility for your actions?
I have to take responsibility for my actions.
Okay. No more questions, Your Honor.
All right, any further questions?
No further questions.
Any further witnesses?
No further witnesses. Just talking.
All right. So, Mr. Pruitt,
So
what I can tell you is I read the PSI report and I understand what you're saying, and I've internalized what you're saying. And I know that people get to a point in their life where they're just tired, right? Tired of going to prison, tired of this lifestyle. But the problem is you're habitual. Your criminal history is not good. And, because of that and because of other things that I've heard and that I've looked at in the stipulations in the PSI, I'm not going to grant your application. So I'm going to find you guilty. I'm going to ask that you be placed in the therapeutic community, the mental health community at the prison. I'm going to sentence you to 5 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. I'm going to take in consideration 2023 CR 9387. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, so we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I understand that there are issues in everybody's life. Nobody has a perfect life. Everybody has some trauma in their life. But when you go forth in the world, you got to go forth and try to do the best that you can in life and try not to inflict trauma on other people. And sometimes that trauma is stealing somebody's property, right? When you take somebody's car, that's trauma on them, because guess what? They paid for that car. They probably struggled to pay the note, struggled to pay the insurance. And 9 times out of 10, when you finish paying off a vehicle, that's when you start having problems with it. But they work hard for that. That day when you were driving, the Eagle helicopters coming out and you're racing, trying to avoid the police, guess what? Everybody that you passed probably had to clutch their heart because, oh my gosh, I almost got hit, right? That's trauma for them. The garbage truck that you ended up parking in between to Brian, the garbage people who were working, they just trying to get their day in, pick up the garbage and go on their day. They probably had trauma from that. And then when you hopped out of the passenger vehicle and took off running, I'm sure there were other people probably with their children just enjoying their day. Oh my gosh, something's going on. So everybody experiences trauma in their life. It's just the way that you handle it. And I know that my sending you to prison, that's trauma for you, right? Because you want to be with your family. But you're going to have to go to prison, continue what you did at the jail. At the prison, you can actually get a college degree. And guess what? It's free. And I will tell you, all the attorneys here, unless they got a full scholarship, their degree was not free. And some of them are still paying on their loans. And guess how much those loans are? The equivalent of a mortgage. So there are good things for you to look forward to. So when you go to the prison and come out, remember this and remember that you are a habitual. So usually, depending on the offense, your minimum is 25 years in prison.
So.
All right. Good luck to you, okay?
Uh,